Well, ahoy, mateys. Z3KO Trinity here. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Goosebumps book, Deep Trouble. Deep Trouble is probably one of my least favorite Goosebumps books that I have read. I found it quite boring. I found it pretty plain. There was no real scareness to it. Like, I know it's like a child scary story, but honestly, there's like literally nothing about this that's scary whatsoever. So I just find it very weird that it's a Goosebumps book, if that makes sense. I'm not going to compare it to the episode because it is completely two different stories. I'm going to go right off the bat and say the episode was way better than this. But I have not read Deep Trouble 2, so maybe the episode is from Deep Trouble 2. But I'm just going to mostly talk about this book here. This book, what it's about this boy named Billy. He's the main focus of the whole story. His little sister, Sheena the Jungle is what I know Sheena from, but he always calls her She-Ra, thinking that that's, the biggest insult. Fat bitch would have been a better insult, but he's like, oh, shut up, She-Ra. But, yeah, whatevs. And then you got two other main characters of the story. Their uncle, Dr. Deep, a.k.a. Dr. D, because that's all they call him through the whole thing, Dr. D. Dr. D's nuts. He is this sea life scientist. He studies all the sea creatures within the story, and he's his big passion. He doesn't like land. He doesn't like people. His life is out at sea, and they're staying with him through the week, and they like to play in the water and all this stuff. Well, the main character, Billy, he's got this overactive imagination where he thinks he's this big-time explorer. He's caught the Loch Ness Monster and all this kind of stupid shit. And then he actually gets his foot pulled by a sea monster, a real huge sea monster. And he swears that it, wraps around him and all this stuff. And he just kind of makes up stories like that. His little sister turns out to be her pulling his leg, and she's like, haha, I got you. I don't do nothing else in this story that matters, but haha. Her character in this whole story didn't matter. It could have just been him alone, and it would have been a lot more better, I thought. But here's what happens. These two guys, it's a guy and a woman, they show up, they're from the zoo, and they're like, we heard a rumor that there's a mermaid living in these seas, and Dr. D's nuts, you're the only person that can find this mermaid. And he's like, well, mermaids don't exist, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, we'll give you $1 million if you find it, eh? And he's like, okay, whatevs. Little boy overhears them, and they bring him onto the whole story bit. Well, he goes out there, and he's trying to find, the mermaid. I like the beginning of it when he steps in the fire reef, and the fire coral, and it starts burning his foot. He's like, oh, my feet! Oh, dear Jesus! Ah! I thought that was kind of funny. But just the book itself just wasn't really that great, in my opinion. But he goes out and he's like, I know pinpoint where this mermaid is, and he does, because he gets out there and then a hammerhead shark appears, and he's wanking it because he sees the tail, and he's like, oh, it's the mermaid! I found it! Yay! And then this hammerhead shark shows up, which is the front cover of the book, starts circling them and, going at them and stuff like this. Well, mermaid shows up, gets to a big old boxing fight with the shark, and then mermaid scares it away. And then all of a sudden, boom, they capture the mermaid. He's going to be a millionaire. Everybody's A-okay. Well, the boy feels bad for capturing this mermaid because she saved his life. And he's wanting to help her by free her. Well, this other guy, the only other character in the story, his name's Alexander. He's this big old hefty guy. But apparently the only thing good that he's good for in the whole story is, well, nothing at all. Like, his whole purpose in this story is to make them breakfast. And they're all like, can you make us some chocolate chip cookies and chocolate chip pancakes today? And he's all like, how about some squid with a side of squid ink instead, bitch? But he like makes this nasty ass food that nobody wants to eat, and the doctor, he's like, I don't know about this, and he just like pushes it on. Like, Alexander's this character, he's just helping the doctor, and he's all like, yeah, don't pay no mind to me, forget I even exist. Well, these 4 guys break onto this boat, go to steal the mermaid, and plot twist, big plot twist, nobody's gonna see this one coming. Alexander is the one in charge of them trying to steal the mermaid. I was like, my God, who wrote this? Jesus? Because that plot twist was fantastic. Better than Saws. No, I'm just goofing off. But it was a straightforward story. I could tell y'all the ending if y'all really want me to. If you don't, I will fully understand if you don't want to get spoiled, but I think I will. So, needless to say, I rate this book a 2 out of 5. It's just not that great of a book. I don't really like the characters. I don't really like the plot that much. I mean, it's just... It would have been better if, like, the mermaid was a lot more scarier. It would be better if they introduced a lot more monsters, maybe. I don't know. But just 4 guys in masks, trying to take a mermaid, that ain't shit. But anyway, so here's what happens. The boy, they put him in this thing when a bunch of other mermaids just show up out of the blue, save the boy, his sister, and Dr. D, and they all follow them. The mermaids are trying to get the other mermaid free, and they have this big old confrontation. Well, the mermaids push all the guys overboard, and then, done, they're KO'd. That's it from there. And then, the mermaid gets free. Well, next day, Dr. D gets confronted by the 2 people from the zoo, and they tell him, hey, we got that $1 million bank check. Do you want it? And he's all like, thanks, but no thanks. Psst. And drops it. And he's like, there's no such thing as mermaids. We couldn't find shit. Take your ass and go on. Well, they're like, oh, okay. And then they leave, never to study, never to question the existence of mermaids again. And the boy, he wants to thank this mermaid for all that she's done. Vacation's almost over, and he just wants to thank this mermaid for all she's done. So he goes back out in the water while Dr. Deep and Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, goes to sleep. And he's out floating in the water. He's like, mermaid, where are you, mermaid? And he feels this tugging on his foot. And at first he's like, Sheena? Is that her? And then it like pulls him even harder. And he's like, it's the mermaid. I know it. Rub my nipple, mermaid. But surprise, surprise, this creature comes out of the water. Green head, gigantic one eyeball. And the book literally ends with him saying, I might be able to find it. There it is. It says, the sea monster, the sea monster. Would they believe me this time? The end. Like, I just felt like that was a very weak... It was a cool ending, but it was very weak. So, yeah, 2 out of 5 just was boring. The story wasn't that great. I'm hoping that the sequel's much better. I really did like the episode. So, I'm not even going to compare the episode to this one, like I said, just in case of Deep Trouble 2 is like the episode. But I don't know. Should I read Deep Trouble 2 after this one? Comment below, let me know. Comment below, let me know. Let me know. Well, let's talk about the artwork. I really do like the artwork of the person's body floating in the water. He's got them 2 little raisin nipples. Which, it's kind of cool in the art, because if you look at his stomach, the way it looks like some kind of fish monster. The nipples are the eyes, the little belly button's like this mouth going. And it just kind of looks like this sea monster, so that's kind of cool. You can see the fire reef on the bottom, all these red coral around, that's kind of cool. And then you got this really nice drawing of this huge shark just kind of getting ready to go at his meal at a sideways angle, you know. Like, I'm holding a piece of chicken, I'm just going to go at it a sideways angle. And it says, just when you thought it was safe. Okay. Don't go in the water, for the love of God. Alright, here's what the back of the thing says. Billy and his sister, who nobody cares about, who, you know, don't even matter in the story. The only thing she did that was quite annoying was everything he said about mermaids, about any of it. It doesn't exist, it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. And he's like, I found a purity ring. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So she just got so annoying. I hate her character. I wish she would have drowned in this story. It would have been so much better. Yeah, I said it. Billy and his sister Sheena are visiting their uncle Dr. D's Nuts on a tiny Caribbean island. It's the perfect place to go exploring underwater. And Billy's ready for an adventure. A sexual adventure with his little sister. There's only one rule to remember. Stay away from the coral reefs. They'll burn your ass. Still, the reefs are so beautiful, so painful, so peaceful. Billy can't resist. But he's not alone in the water. Something's lurking deep below the surface. Something dark and scaly. Something that's half human, half fish, half frog, half ass. Oh my god, I got so scared when this beautiful mermaid showed up and all she did was go ee, 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 whenever a human, you know, was near her. God, I barely made it through this. I was so damn scared. Whew. I thought at the end it was going to talk about the sea monster. I was going to say, yeah, way to ruin the ending there. But, yeah. This one just was not my favorite. So, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of it. If you really love this book, then yeah, go ahead and thumbs down the video all you want. I will not take offense. But me personally, I did not really like this book at all. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I got some news to tell you guys. Be sure to look out for future videos. I am ending this whole season, is the way my brother put it. I'll explain it all in the next video. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Z3KO Trinity. Hope you liked the review. Deuces! Babalooskies.